Hello everyone, this is VGTI, back with more Kingdom Hearts Explained. This is actually going to be my last Kingdom Hearts Explained video. Yeah, I know, sad isn't it? Well, I explained everything that I needed to explain. Part 1 was the story, and Part 2 was concepts. So this video is going to focus on the villain of the Kingdom Hearts series, Xehanort. He's a bit confusing sometimes, gotta say. He has a lot going on with him, and you'll see what I mean when I explain it. Some people just get confused by all of the crazy stuff that happens with him and why there's so many of him. So I'm going to break this down for you and explain it as simply as I can, and hopefully you'll have a better understanding of the Kingdom Hearts series as a whole after watching this video. That's the goal anyways. So to really understand Xehanort, we have to understand that he has many different incarnations. There are many different versions of Xehanort himself. The original Xehanort, the actual guy, is the guy we see in Birth by Sleep, Master Xehanort. The old-looking dude, that is the actual Xehanort. But from there, there's just many different incarnations of him. At the end of Birth by Sleep, he ends up possessing Terra and using Terra's body as a vessel. So this ends up making Terra look more like Xehanort, and this leads to his second incarnation, known as Terra Xehanort. In Birth by Sleep, Master Xehanort was trying to get a hold of the X-Blade, which was a special type of Keyblade that would lead him to Kingdom Hearts. It would give him control of Kingdom Hearts. But the Birth by Sleep crew ended up stopping him. So, in retaliation, he ended up possessing Terra, since Terra made a great vessel for him, and this leads to what happens before Kingdom Hearts 1. Terra Xehanort goes to Radiant Garden, otherwise known as Hollow Bastion, but ends up losing his memories, and he starts working there with Ansem the Wise after Ansem the Wise saves him. Obviously, Ansem the Wise is conducting research on hearts, and this leads to research on Heartless, and the other people who are working with Ansem the Wise, they are the original versions of the people in Organization 13, before they became nobodies. So Terra Xehanort starts working with Ansem the Wise, but ends up getting very corrupted, starts regaining his memories of who he was, and he starts some very dangerous research on Heartless, which this leads to the creation of Emblem Heartless, which is what Sora and the gang are usually fighting, but that's not the point. Terra Xehanort ends up becoming a Heartless himself, and this leads to his third incarnation, Xehanort's Heartless, or otherwise known as Ansem Seeker of Darkness, but I'm going to refer to him as Xehanort's Heartless. He's the guy we see in Kingdom Hearts 1. He's the main bad guy of that game, and he always calls himself Ansem, just to give a bad name to the boss that he used to work for. So, as we know how the Kingdom Hearts universe works, sometimes if you become a Heartless, the shell of your body, your soul, becomes a nobody. So, Xehanort, after he became a Heartless, got a nobody, which is his fourth incarnation. This is Xemnas, and he's the main bad guy of Kingdom Hearts 2, and the leader of Organization 13. Now, Xemnas becomes kind of the spearhead for Master Xehanort's plans. Xemnas says, or rather he explains, that he is making an artificial Kingdom Hearts to restore the hearts of his fellow nobodies in the Organization 13, since they don't have hearts. But this is actually a lie. This is not his plan. What he's actually doing is creating vessels for different versions of Master Xehanort. This is what all of the members of Organization 13 are unknowingly being used for. But this ends up not working, because a lot of the members of Organization 13 are either too weak or they're just too traitorous because they're backstabbing everybody. I'm looking at you, Axel. So this ends up becoming kind of a dud of a plan. However, 2 members are still qualifying candidates to become vessels of Xehanort, and they are Xigbar and Syx. So, as we know, in Kingdom Hearts 1, Sora and the crew take down Xehanort's Heartless, and in Kingdom Hearts 2, they do the exact same thing to Xemnas and the organization. So it seems like they're vanquishing all of Xehanort's incarnations by this point, right? Like, most of them are just being killed off by Sora and his friends. Well, then comes the weird part. This is where Dream Drop Distance comes in. We meet Xehanort's 5th incarnation, Young Xehanort. Now, this one was really weird because of what happens with him. So apparently, Xehanort planned this ahead of time, and he had a failsafe plan in place for if his plans just didn't work out. To do this, he had Xehanort's Heartless go back in time, meet his younger self, and tell his younger self everything that he needed to know about what was going on in the future. And at the same time, Xehanort's Heartless gave young Xehanort these same time-traveling powers. So, when Organization 13 was defeated by Sora and his friends, that plan failed, and Master Xehanort's failsafe plan went into place. His younger self got time-traveling powers from his Heartless self, and what young Xehanort did, he basically went through different periods of his life, through different periods of time, and he recruited different versions of himself for a new Organization 13. And this is basically what he's been doing behind the scenes. You see him a few times in Dream Drop Distance, but he's not really clear on what exactly he's doing, and you as the player don't really know where he's coming from. So it's all kind of a big mystery, at least until the very end of Dream Drop Distance when everything is revealed. Sora ends up being confronted by this new Organization 13 made up entirely of incarnations of Xehanort, and apparently they want to make Sora the 13th and final member. So, I mean, that's basically what young Xehanort is trying to do throughout Dream Drop Distance, is he's trying to indoctrinate Sora in a way, and it almost works, but Riku ends up saving Sora, and, you know, this plan fails. But Master Xehanort, he explains that their plan will still work. Basically what their plan is they're going to create a new X-Blade, since the one from Birth by Sleep got destroyed. And how they're going to do this is apparently you have to have 13 Hearts of Darkness clash with 7 Hearts of Light. So what they're doing is creating a organization made up entirely of incarnations of Xehanort, and those will be the 13 Hearts of Darkness. And apparently the 7 Hearts of Light are going to be our heroes themselves. You can guess on who those people would be. It's kind of obvious, but the thing with this new Organization 13, as I'm going to call them, is that we don't know who all the members are. We see some of them during the cutscene at the end of Dream Drop Distance, but also some of them are wearing hoods over their faces and they don't speak. So we can't tell who all of them are, but we do have, like, you know, kind of a compiled list of who we know is in it and who we can guess is in it. The most obvious members are, you know, the original Master Xehanort, Xehanort's Heartless, Xehanort's Nobody Xemnas, and young Xehanort. We can probably guess that Terra Xehanort will be a member, and Syx and Xigbar are members as well. So, as I said, they were the only ones from the original Organization 13 that were able to become vessels. So this is what that led to. But basically, Master Xehanort's plan, this whole plan to create a new X-Blade and this new Organization 13, all of this is going to come to a head in Kingdom Hearts 3 since Dream Drop Distance was the latest game in the Kingdom Hearts timeline. So we'll just have to wait for Kingdom Hearts 3 to come out to see how that all goes down. But basically they'll be the villains of that game. So that's basically it for, explaining Xehanort. I hope it was easy to follow and understand. It's not really when taken out of context in the games themselves, but this is basically a video just to, sum it up and explain it in as quickly a way as possible so that all of you could understand what's going on. Because Xehanort is a big part of the Kingdom Hearts series, and he's the main villain, so yeah, that will do it for Kingdom Hearts Explained, which was my very first, explained series of videos. I will be doing more of these on different things, either requested by you guys or just ones that I feel like doing, but there will be more down the line. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a lot more about the Kingdom Hearts series as a whole. And a new theory video will be coming soon. So, thanks for watching, guys.